8:34 on a Tuesday morning. I know it's rainy. It might be doom and gloom going to the office Tuesday. Oh, boy. But it's still that time of the week. So these days are either total busts or they can be all-timers. Let's see what we've got.
It's time for Tirade Tuesday on 95.7 FM and 710 AM KCMO.
Are you talking to me?
How dare you?
It's morning, so it's Mundo.
All right, Tirade Tuesday. There is an open line at 913-408-7957. Let's kick it off with Bob. He is in Prairie Village. What's up, Bob? Good morning. What's your tirade?
Good morning, Pete. Well, my tirade is about the Prairie Village mayor. Recently we had a city council person resign from the council in Ward 3. And Mayor Mickelson has taken it upon himself to put out, for applications. And he got 24 people, and he decided to pick his own choice. And I think his problem is that recently we had a city council election, and, you can't tell whether you're Republican or Democrat in these races.
Yes.
But 4 people got elected who, are not his persuasion, so to speak.
Yes.
And he's pretty radical, this guy. And if he could, he would crown himself king of Prairie Village for the rest of his life.
Yeah,
Hopefully
so I
that
hear.
doesn't happen.
Yeah, well,
Yeah.
Trust me,
But
I haven't
anyway,
heard much good. But is this legally how it goes, where he gets to pick the replacement, or no? Should it go to a special election?
Well, according to the email that came out from the Prairie Village United for Government Transparency, Fiscal Responsibility, and Right to Vote, they're the ones that brought this up on an email to whoever gets their email and said that we should have constitutionally, we should have the right to vote for the person that's going to be our representative. Just can't go out willy-nilly and pick somebody that you like, and naturally he's going to pick somebody that's as far left as he can get in there.
Yeah,
because that's all we've had for the way. I've lived here 50 years, and I only know of 2 or 3 people that were, considered conservative on that council.
Well, you got some good people. I got to keep it moving here, but you've got some good people there, Bob. So trust in them. Trust in them. I appreciate it, my friend. Reach out to them and then keep in touch with us because, if he's doing things that are illegal or against the bylaws, then we do want to hear about it. 913-408-7957. Jim, North KC, what's your tirade? Go.
You talking to me?
Jim, going once.
Yeah.
Jim, going twice.
Yeah, can you hear me?
I got you. Go.
My tirade is I hear these guys on the radio talking to these guys that say they're girls. They'll call them by a girl's name and say her or she. These guys are not girls. They'll never be girls. I don't care how many dresses or how many pocketbooks they wear. They're not girls. It really bothers me.
All right, Jim. Don't lend your pocketbooks out to them, all right? 913-408-7957 on KCMO. Open lines on a Tirade Tuesday. Jonathan in Kansas City. Let it rip, Jonathan. Go ahead.
So my tirade is against NPR. Obviously, you did a recent story where the guy did the expose on, their viewpoint bias, extreme viewpoint bias, and especially the last few years. Well, I guess they suspended him. So, they're doing a little Orwellian 1984 Ministry of Truth action going on over there. And if that's not bad enough, their CEO, I guess they have a new CEO. Their new CEO, of course, people unearth, your digital past. Has a history of very far left public posts online. And so I guess she's getting embattled over that. And, to all those who are like, well, it's great when we have a public sector version of something, like healthcare. And it's like, yeah, to anybody who would believe that, industry, nobody wants to listen to that crap.
Thank you, Jonathan. Well, the good news is we've been smoking them now for a few months here on KCMO since our move to 95.7. I expect that to continue. The NPR National Panhandler Radio folks are oftentimes in our mentions on social media. They are desperate. They are losing not just the battle, they are losing the war. They know it. And yes, their CEO is certainly not a mainstream news person. Catherine Marr is her name. Here's what she wrote on May 31st, 2020 on her Twitter page. This was in the wake of all the George Floyd looting. She writes on Twitter, I mean, sure, looting is counterproductive, but it's hard to be mad about protests not prioritizing the private property of a system of oppression founded on treating people's ancestors as private property. That's the lunatic running NPR right now. Don't let anybody try to convince you that they are mainstream, unbiased news, because they're not. Steve in Kansas City, Tirade Tuesday, go.
Oh, Pete, man, what a wonderful day. My tirade was going to be the mayor kind of bearing the populist report, according to Tony's Kansas City, that there is no...
Okay, what's your tirade? Don't tell me what it was going to be. What's your tirade?
Well, if you would ask our filibustering mayor why he wants to suppress evidence of the K is perfectly serviceable. I know he'll never give you a straight answer, but it's an outrage that he would use public funds and to try and suppress obvious evidence that there is no. We don't need a new ballpark. That was all balderdash. That was a complete waste of $6 million. I mean, he'll never admit to it, but apparently Tony's Kansas City has evidence that populists went in there and did the investigation, which Frank White said he was going to do anyway. Mm-hmm. They already did the investigation and said that there's nothing there. The ownership backed off the claim. It's too late. No one's going to do a story about this in Kansas City because they don't want to make anybody angry. They don't want to not get advertising dollars. So yeah, you do me a big favor and kind of ask the mayor what evidence did he have before the vote of the situation of why he backed that vote when he had the populist. According to this report, he had the populist survey.
Yeah, so the concrete cancer. That's what you're talking about. The story's not ending, and there's a new report today that the city of Kansas City may actually go ahead with trying to get the Royals into that Crossroads site without any public vote. I don't know how they could do it, but we'll see. Larry, Prairie Village, what's your tirade, Larry? Go.
Oh, my tirade is this ridiculous human that comes on at 12 o'clock on your station, Bongino. I mean, where did you find this guy? He's sort of like just in the same league as Alex Jones.
You know, he was actually wandering around the woods here in corporate woods, and he just asked to do a show, so we put him on the air.
Well, it's what it sounds like. And the guy's missing a couple of screws. I mean, it's either blatant lying or just gross distortion or just wackadoodle stuff. I mean, that guy represents the crazy part of the Republican Party. And why you would have somebody spreading disinformation like that for 2 hours is, that's what's wrong with the world today. Just people telling blatant lies and other people saying, yeah, I believe it. I mean, Trump won. He's one of these guys constantly talking about Trump,
I listen most days. I listen most days. I don't hear what you're hearing, Larry, but maybe we're listening to different shows.
You must be half whacked. If you're hearing that stuff and you're thinking, yep, I believe that, there's something wrong with you. Here's what I know. This station is one thing. You've got an audience of right-wingers.
Yeah, that's actually not true. We have the data on the audience, Larry, and that ain't true.
A lot of lefties on here.
That's just. I mean, you're not accurate with the. You don't have the data like I do, Larry. Trust me.
I would bet everything I own that the majority of people that listen to this station are right-wingers. You're trying to tell me it's split down the middle?
The average audience member, the average listener, Larry, is a right of center consumer of the news product. That's what they are.
Well, they all sound like they're half nuts.
Well, Larry, that's just because you think that about certain hosts doesn't mean it's factually true there, Larry. Thank you very much. Let's go to Paul in Kansas City. What's your tirade, Paul? Go.
Hey, my tirades in Hollywood, the new movie Civil War is a documentary, a Biden documentary.
Wait, slow down. I'm sorry, I'm not understanding. Real quick, go ahead. Slow down.
The new movie Civil War is a propaganda film supporting the Democrats. If you watch the movie, they go through New York, these press corps through West Virginia. It's a succession. The final scene is Trump's in the White House. The Biden forces come in, and the last thing they say, "Do you have something to say?" And the Trump character goes, "Don't kill me," and the Biden forces execute him. Total propaganda on Hollywood.
Wow.
It's, terrible.
I didn't know about that. I'll have to check it out. Thanks very much there, Paul. Tirade Tuesday in the books.